Leopold Stokowski once said that a painter paints pictures on a canvas. A musician paints pictures on silence. Music is something that every human being can be inspired by. People are inspired whenever they feel the need to turn on the radio in their car. People feel by music to help fill a void. It helps them become more aware of their emotions. Music is a part of our humanity. This, I believe. In our current time, legislation has now made music a subject that is taken more seriously as the other core subjects. I believe that as music educators, we need to treat music with dignity in ways that the material provides intrinsic qualities to students in the classroom. Many schools organize their music class in a way where competition is the motivational tool. Bands and orchestras are a great example of this competitive model in such a way where chair assignments encourage students to achieve. Each chair is designated for a student to handle the level of difficulty in playing various repertoire. While this model does have its benefits for motivating students to make better music, it doesn't offer students the musical emotion, feelings, or aesthetic quality. John W. Sheep has told in his article, Lindy's Story, One Student's Experience in Middle School Band, that a competition music class model transforms students to become more task, achievement, and assessment oriented. In one of his case studies, Lindy, who was an 8th grade trombone player at Pine Middle School, prioritizes moving up chairs in her band. From her experience, Lindy treats her music class in a procedural way that, quote, her practicing is not so much a means of improving her skill to more effectively experience music as an art form, but to practice so she can move up chairs. In Sheep's case study, Lindy did not even mention the word music in telling her own experience. If our school educators focus on strengthening their students to become refined in their playing, then we fail to value music as an art form. As a music educator, I would want my music students to not strive for achievement, but rather enjoyment. Speaking from my own experience, I know that mastering skills to a prestigious level alone does not always guarantee achievement. I trained with a private voice teacher throughout high school and was the section leader of the tenor twos in my choir. I had auditioned for a solo in our a cappella cover of When I Fall in Love, originally sung by Nat King Cole. It turns out I did not get the solo. Instead, a freshman had gotten the solo. Unlike myself, this freshman did not study with a private voice teacher and was part of a choir for the first time. But the reason why he had gotten the solo was because he had the ability of connecting and interpreting the lyrics. This song is about falling in love. I may have had an established vibrato, but I did not have the emotion or feeling when I auditioned. If you were my choir teacher, who would have you picked to sing a solo? The student who has taken 10 years of voice lessons? Or the student who is able to tell a story when singing? It goes back to my comment that music is an art form. We shouldn't encourage competition in music education because it builds on a student's ego and deprives a student of musical emotions. What if there are students who love music but aren't as skilled as others? Those students could give up and fall away from their touch in music. Every human has a sense of music, and we should use music to spiritually and emotionally inspire us. Students in a music classroom may play and rehearse their repertoire however the teacher likes to, but never often do music students question the effects of playing their music. More so, do students critically think about the music that they learn. In a music classroom, I believe that teachers should challenge students with music in ways that their music making can pursue change and impact. Critical thinking can be best characterized by Ryan Shaw, PhD, as a 21st century skill that allows one to problem solve what they've taught into something that is prevalent to them. In his article, How Critical is Critical Thinking, Shaw displays 3 levels of critical thinking that can be applied to a music classroom. Level 1 is neutral critical thinking. Level 2 is moving towards critical action. Level 3 is down to earth. For a teacher to use this model allows for, quote, keeping inquiry and curiosity at the center of their lesson preparation process. I have experienced Shaw's critical model during my high school career when my choir was given Stephen Stills' Find the Cost of Freedom. It was a song that we were going to prepare to sing for my spring concert of junior year. Before plucking out the pitches and working on the technical aspects of the song, my choir teacher had asked my class what the song was about. This was level 1, neutral critical thinking. Just seeing some of the lyrics on the page, I, along with my classmates, thought that the song was about one who had struggled through hardship and is problematizing what it takes to pull themselves out of that hardship. It turns out the song was written during the Vietnam War and during a time when 4 college students were killed by the National Guard in response to an anti-Vietnam War protest. With this in mind, my teacher had asked me why we would perform a song like this at our spring concert. This was level 2, moving towards critical action. I reflected on how The lyrics sound like they came from the perspective of someone who is longing for something they want to end. There are many things in our day and age that people want to end. In order for me to help convey the lyrics to our audience, each of us could have reflected in our own lives the type of struggle that aligned with the struggle that is played out in this song. This was level 3, Down to Earth. With all this critical analysis in my choir, it didn't hinder our time nor efficiency in the classroom. Rather, it helped us connect intrinsically with the music. Collectively, music education should aim towards letting students use music as a means to be creative and critically think outside of the box. If we fail to value music as an art, then students will understand music instead as a construct of skills. Claudio Monteverdi said that, quote, "The point of good music is to affect the soul," unquote. This, I believe,